Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So, I've soloed run all the Kanto starters way back in the day. Heck, I'm pretty sure most of us 90s kids have done it at one point or another, intentional or not. But what if we started with our Pokemon already in their final form? How fast could we rush through Kanto only using our starter's final form? That's what I'm gonna attempt to do today. I'm gonna try and beat Pokemon Red as fast as I can, only using its mascot, Charizard. Don't worry, I'll get to the others at a later date. There isn't much that I can say about Charizard that hasn't already been said before. It's my personal favorite Pokemon. Yes, I'm one of those people. And it's arguably the second most popular Pokemon, only surpassed by Pikachu. As for Pokemon Red and Blue, the Charmander family is considered to be the hardest line to start off with, having a type disadvantage against the first two gyms. But on the other side of this coin, it has the best move pool of the starters, even if it can't learn any flying type moves. Yep, Charizard can't make use of one of its types. It's only once we got to Pokemon Yellow where Charizard can learn Fly. But we're not playing Yellow today. Even with that minor setback, Charizard can still learn a fair amount of TMs. As for the rules, I can only battle a Charizard, of course. I won't be using any items in battle, and I will not use any game glitches like Missing No. The last time I did a successful speedrun through Kanto, it was with Mewtwo, who was able to do it in about 2 hours and 45 minutes. Mind you, that was a hardcore Nuzlocke, and it's Mewtwo we're talking about. Easily the strongest Pokemon in the game. I don't think Charizard's gonna beat Mewtwo's time, even taking into account that this isn't a Nuzlocke. But I feel like he can get it done in under 3 hours. What do you think? Post your predictions in the comments. Or you can just skip to the end and not tell anyone, like the cheater pumpkin eater that you are. But let's get to the part you came here to see. Probably. How fast can I beat Pokemon Red only using a single Charizard? Using the Universal Pokemon Randomizer, I made Charizard evolve way earlier than normally can. We take our new fire-breathing Knot Dragon and get challenged by our rival. To start, Charizard knows Scratch, Growl, Ember, and Leer. Since we're not supposed to have a Charizard this early in the game, it won't learn another move until level 24, which is Rage. We easily take care of my rival's baby turtle and set about our business. For the most part, I will be avoiding as many trainers as possible since I'm trying to get this done as fast as my 10-year-old legs will carry me. I only have to do one battle in Viridian Forest. You could also skip this trainer in Brock's gym. However, I still challenge this sorry sap who doesn't know that light years measures distance, not time. We're coming into Brock's gym at a type disadvantage, and both of my attacking moves won't be very effective against his rock type Pokemon. Since I was only at level 7, I played it safe and used the trainer to grow a couple of levels. Charizard is no Mewtwo. It can't just blast through everything with its firepower. My saving grace with my bout against Brock is that none of his Pokemon know any rock type moves. If I attempted this in the remakes, there's a good chance I would have been at this battle for a while, since his Onix knows Rock Tomb. In the original games though, his Geodude knows Attack and Defense Curl, and his Onix knows Tackle, Screech, and Bide. All I do is pray I don't get the 1 in 256 glitch, and spam Ember. Why Ember? Both his Pokemon have a greatly lower special stat in comparison to the defense stat. Ember attacks on the special side, while Scratch will attack on the physical side, making Ember the obvious choice. After a few attempts, I finish off Brock and obtain my first badge. On this ideal run, it took me about 10 minutes. Bide is a terrible move. You store power akin to the damage you took over 2 turns, and dish it back double. I would sell it at the mart, but I'm gonna hang on to it until we get to Vermilion. Why? Because there, I could buy repels. You cannot buy them in Pewter, which is a shame because we're heading to Mount Moon. There's only 2 mandatory battles I have to do there, but the encounter rate for tunnels for whatever reason seems to be stupid high. Really wish I could have bought repels. We're gonna put Celadon off for a bit and head north to meet Bill. But first, my rival wants to battle. This battle and Brock is where I had the most resets. Brock due to his typing, and my rival because of Sand Attack and Squirtle. I just have to hope Pidgeotto doesn't go for Sand Attack and Squirtle doesn't use any water moves. It got to the point where I ended up picking up the TM from Mega Punch in Mount Moon, which made this battle so much easier, since it one-shots both Rattata and Abra. Once I've defeated my rival, I can easily take care of the trainers on Nugget Bridge and on Route 25. At least the ones I have to battle. I make it to Bills with no issues. I'm still not ready for Misty quite yet though. I rush past Celadon, beat up this Rocket Grunt, and get the TM for Dig. I beeline for Vermilion, grab the bike voucher, board the SS and get the TM for Body Slam. I run into my rival yet again, but this time, thanks to the TM I just grabbed, I make quick work of him. His Pokemon aren't that much stronger from when I last saw him, luckily for me. I then visit the captain and get the HM for Cut. I then start making my way back to Celadon, catching an Oddish along the way, which will be my HM slave for Cut. I then challenge Misty. We're gonna leave Surge alone for a little while. Body Slam one-shot Staryu, it deals half to Starmie. Misty then gives Starmie an X defend. Thanks to that, it lives a second Body Slam. Starmie uses Water Gun, which dealt less than I thought it would, and I finish it off with one more Body Slam. I make it past Route 9, only battling 2 trainers. Thanks to repels I bought at Vermilion, I was able to avoid all the wild Pokemon in Rock Tunnel. I did my best to avoid the trainers when possible, but since I didn't have the HM for Flash, I was walking in the dark. I found it best to just hug the wall. I rushed past Lavender Town, only battling 1 trainer on Route 8, and beeline for Celadon Mall. I buy some Carbos to increase my special, as Power Creep is starting to catch up. Ember is now having some issues one-shotting some Stage 1 grass Pokemon. I also get some water at the vending machine. I'll need that for the Saffron Guards in a bit. I then head for the gym and challenge Erica. Since Ember isn't one-shotting Bellsprouts anymore, there will be no chance of it one-shotting Victory Bell. I went for Body Slam, which crits, but doesn't kill. We get hit with Poison Powder, which isn't great, but it's better than being paralyzed and put to sleep. And if we knock it out, we don't take poison damage that turn, like I just did. Tangela doesn't have anything that hits hard, and it falls after a couple of embers. As for Vileplume, the only attack move it knows is Mega Drain, which we have a quad resistance to. 3 attacks later, we take it out and win our 3rd badge. Current playtime, 1 hour, 10 minutes. I'm not quite done in Celadon. I head over to the game corner and try and kick Team Rocket out. Turns out, I only need to battle 4 grunts before I can get to the big boss Giovanni. I had a scary moment as Dig doesn't quite take out Onix, and we get nailed with Rock Throw in retaliation. It deals over half, and if that had crit, we'd be a goner. Thankfully, one more attack finishes off Onix, Dig one-shots Rhyhorn thanks to a crit, and Kangaskhan goes down after 3 body slams. It helps that Giovanni wasted a turn using a guard spec instead of attacking me. I grab the fallen Silphscope, give the guards a drink so I can get to Saffron. I rush back to Vermilion, where I sweep Lieutenant Surge's team thanks to Dig. In hindsight, I might be able to put that battle off and got a slightly better time, but what's done is done. I head into Lavender Town and face my rival again. At my current level, my rival doesn't stand a chance. I easily sweep his team and climb Pokemon Tower with no issues thanks to repels. Once I've saved Mr. Fuji, I head back to Saffron to take care of Team Rocket and Silphco. I only had to battle 3 grunts before getting to the bigger challenges, but before taking care of those, I grab the TM for Swords Dance, a boosting move that raises your attack by 2 stages. I also grab Earthquake, an even stronger ground type move that will help me take care of rock, electric, and poison type Pokemon. This will be the moveset I'll have for the remainder of the game. The only thing now is that Charizard needs to learn Flamethrower, which happens not long after. With my final moveset, I face my rival yet again. I set up on Pidgeot, all the while praying to Arceus it doesn't use Sand Attack. It doesn't, and I go on the offensive, destroying my rival's team yet again. The only Pokemon that didn't go down in one hit was Blastoise, who for some reason only used Bubble to attack us. I'll know in the future to do an extra dance for it. That leads us to Giovanni. Again, we use Swords Dance and then sweep his team with Earthquake. This is made even easier thanks to his Pokemon all being weak to ground type attacks. With this moveset, the mid-game is super easy. I suppose that's part of the limitations of having a very limited move pool in Generation 1. Sabrina is a similar story to my rival in Giovanni. Get a Swords Dance boost, and destroy her team with either Earthquake or Body Slam. For Koga, I didn't even need to boost. Earthquake easily gets the job done. Right now, my total playtime is just over 2 hours. Can I still get it done in under 3? Not gonna lie, it's gonna be tight. Little hack, if you hug the right side of the wall on Cycling Road, you can avoid every trainer. Which is why between Koga and Blaine, I do not battle a single trainer. Only leveling up because of the rare candies I picked up along the way. Speaking of Blaine, he too falls thanks to an easy Earthquake Sword Stance combo. I'll explain why Sword Stance is pretty OP in Generation 1, and this battle against Giovanni represents this explanation perfectly. Sword Stance, like I mentioned before, boosts your physical attack by 2 stages. It has always been this way, but in Generation 1, it is especially OP. Why? Because all normal type attacks are physical, and the only type in the game that resists normal type attacks is Rock. Ghosts are also immune to it, but most Pokemon that can learn Sword Stance can also learn a ground type move like Earthquake, which Rock types and the Ghastly line are weak to, thanks to the latter being part poison. Charizard is no exception, and it's by far not the best Sword Stance user in Generation 1. It's frail, its attack stat is average, and it has a ton of weaknesses. But even with all that, Charizard can easily sweep Giovanni's team with Earthquake and grab our final badge. Only one more battle before getting to the Elite Four. Another go against my rival. While we watch how this battle unfolds, let me explain how crits work. There are a ton of moves like Razor Leaf and Slash that almost guarantee that every attack will be a crit. Thank you, Generation 1 mechanics. But the drawback is that crits ignore stat boosts on both sides of the field. So while I may be able to bypass all 6 of Kakuna's Hardens, it will also ignore my Sword Stance boost. Long story short, at this point in the game, I am praying to Arceus that I don't crit for maximum damage output. And thanks to not critting too often, I make quick work of my rival. With our rival defeated, I can make my walk to the Indigo Plateau for the last leg of our journey. I used the Repel to avoid wild Pokemon in Victory Road, and I was able to avoid all the trainers in there as well. I feed Charizard all the rare candies I accumulated along the way, bringing up to level 54. After buying some full restores to make sure I had a couple of ethers and elixirs in my bag, I head to the first room of the Elite Four, where I meet my dear old friend, Lorelei. My friends, we are not off to a good start. As I mentioned many times before on this channel, most of Lorelei's Pokemon are pretty bulky, especially by Generation 1 standards. I need at least 2 Sword Stance boosts to stand a chance, otherwise she'll destroy me. In Generation 1, Fire-type Pokemon are neutral against Ice types. Thankfully, Ice types are still weak to Fire-type attacks, but Fire doesn't resist it. And since we're part Flying type, all of Lorelei's Pokemon can hit us for super effective damage, which sucks because Charizard isn't known for its bulk. 2 or 3 attacks from any of her Pokemon, and it's GG. Since Lorelei is one of the last trainers, I figured it would suffer from good AI syndrome, and the only type of attacks I'll use is Ice or Water type. Maybe it's because of our dual typing and the AI doesn't recognize dual typing when deciding to attack, because sometimes her Dewgong will go for rest instead of the super effective Aurora Beam it knows. If Dewgong doesn't attack right away, I can get 2, sometimes even 3 dances I need to boost my attack and have a chance to sweep her team. As long as I don't crit, I should be okay. I also need to hope that Aurora Beam doesn't lower my attack. This battle does take me a good handful of attempts, but I eventually get a good run. But then Slowbro just lives my attack and uses Water Gun, fully expecting another reset. However, Charizard hangs on with just 1 HP. Turns out, it was the one that counts as we finish off Slowbro, one-shot Jinx of Flamethrower, and one-shot Lapras of Earthquake, winning us the battle. On the plus side, Bruno's battle was much easier. It was made even easier when he got his Onix to use Rage. In Generation 1, you keep on using Rage until the battle is over, or you faint. Rage isn't a strong attack, so I was easily able to get a +6 in attack and sweep his entire team. With Agatha, I only need to do a single Sword Stance. After that, Earthquake can make quick work of her Ghost and Arbok, and a Body Slam Flamethrower combo takes care of Golbat, since it's the only one that's immune to Earthquake thanks to its part Flying type. And just when I was thinking the remaining battles would be a cakewalk, I run into the wall that is Lance. Is it his Dragons that are the issue? No, it's Gyarados. Like with Lorelei, I need 2, preferably 3 Sword Stance boosts to stand a chance against him, especially since I am now slightly under-leveled against his team. The problem is that Gyarados knows Hydro Pump. One of those will nearly take us out, and a crit will one-shot. And unlike Lorelei, Lance's good AI is on full display as it only uses that move. I can't even hope the Hydro Pump runs out of PP, as AI's Pokemon have unlimited PP. My saving grace here is that Hydro Pump, while powerful, doesn't have the best accuracy. It's not uncommon for the move to miss every now and again, which is what I'll need to have a chance of beating Lance. I need at least 2 misses. Doesn't even have to be in a row, but even a +4 in attack will not be enough to one-shot Gyarados. It's pretty bulky. If I go the +4 route, I'll need to pray for paralysis. So I figured it's better to go balls to the wall and max up my attack. This is also the case for another one of Lance's Pokemon that we'll get to soon. I can't use the stronger Earthquake since Gyarados is part flying. After a few rematches, I do get the misses I need to get that +6 and one-shot Gyarados with Body Slam. Lance's 2 Dragonairs both fall to a single Earthquake, and then we run into problem number 2, Aerodactyl. Its part Rock typing means that it resists Body Slam and Flamethrower, and its part Flying type makes it immune to Earthquake. Even at +6, Aerodactyl will be a 2-hit KO with Body Slam, but it knows Hyper Beam. If I get nailed with Hydro Pump earlier, I won't be able to live that attack. If he uses Takedown or Bite, then I have a chance. Most of my losses from this battle came from either Gyarados or Aerodactyl, but eventually, thanks to pure RNG, on this attempt, Hydro Pump missed me 3 times in a row. I had the health I need to get past Aerodactyl and take out his last Pokemon, Dragonite, who, like Aerodactyl, was a 2-hit KO at +6 as well. That just leaves the final battle against my rival. No way around it. I'm gonna need a +6 to have a chance. I get a free turn thanks to my rival's Pidgeot using Whirlwind in vain. On my second boost, Pidgeot uses Mirror Move, giving itself an attack boost. On my third boost, Pidgeot uses Wing Attack. It didn't deal that much damage, thankfully. Now it's time to go on the offensive. Body Slam one-shots Pidgeot, and it's the same story with Alakazam. Earthquake crits Rhydon, and because of that, it lives the attack. Rhydon goes for Leer, which fails luckily. The following Earthquake takes it out. Earthquake does not crit Arcanine, which means it gets one-shotted. Body Slam one-shots Exeggutor, that just leaves Blastoise. It just lives our Body Slam attack and returns the favor with Blizzard. We just managed to hang on and get one more attack in. And that's it. Charizard just sold Pokemon Red. Final time, 2 hours, 51 minutes. This played out how I imagined it would. A rough early game, followed by a fairly easy mid game, with one last obstacle once we got to the Elite Four. If you were to do this all in one go, you need to have decent luck when it comes to Brock, the rival battle in Cerulean, Lorelei, and Lance. If I were to change anything looking back at this, I would have put off Surge until after I defeated Koga and Sabrina. That might have saved me a couple of minutes, assuming I could figure out his puzzle quickly. If Charizard had been able to learn Fly, I'm pretty sure that too would have shaved off a couple more minutes. But since Charizard doesn't learn that move until Yellow, I didn't have much of a choice. Maybe one of these days I might try this again with Yellow and see how much time I can save. But first, I got a few other starters to get through. Join me next time as we do the same challenge in Blue with Blastoise. My name is Jeffrey Yuri, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.